Great to see you.
Great to see you, Chris.
Right, I'm going to give you kind of maybe 10 to 13 fairly quick fire questions. So I want you to shoot from the hip. Thanks for giving me a chance to interview you. I really appreciate it. So, in a breath, tell me about Joe.
So Joe is a 21-year-old entrepreneur from in between a small town between Leeds and Huddersfield. He likes to travel, quite an outgoing person, loves people, loves building connections, loves setting ambitious goals. Is interested in digital marketing, more specifically social media marketing, and just loves to learn from people who are more ahead of him and make experiences and memories, really.
Perfect, great. Slightly more than one breath there, Joe, but I'll let you off. Okay. So, how would you describe what you do to your grandma?
To my grandma. So, I would say to her, I'd say I'm so. God, that's a tough question.
Well, not meant to be easy, Joe.
Yeah, so I would say to her that I, in essence, match advertisers with customers. So I'm the middleman. So when she's on Facebook, I talk her through Facebook, and when we'd see a sponsored ad, I would say, I'm the person that creates these ads, and I'm the person that puts these ads in front of businesses. So I, in essence, help business owners make money.
Fantastic. Love it, Joe. Love it. Absolutely. So, I mean, could you describe, I suppose, your ideal customer? Who's your kind of target market?
Yeah, so I've kind of niched down in the past couple of months, and we are looking, definitely property investors in the UK. So that could range from service accommodation providers to direct to vendor leads to finding investors I would say property investors between the ages of 35 to 50.
Brilliant. Love it. Very crisp, very clear. Thanks for that. So I think there's a saying, smart people learn from their mistakes and wise people learn from other people's mistakes. What mistakes would you say you've kind of learned from so far on your journey?
From other people or from us?
From yourself, sorry, from yourself. Yeah. What mistakes have you made?
Yeah. Oh God. Definitely. Probably.
What's the one?
Go on, sorry.
Yeah. What's the one? What's the one that stands out? Yeah.
What's the one that stands out? What mistakes? Probably underpricing and undervaluing my services, really.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Thinking, actually, should I be charging this? And going less, and then realizing that the profit margins are not as good. I'm not really interested in working for that kind of amount, kind of thing. So yeah, definitely that.
Brilliant, love it. That is so common, certainly in my experience. I mean, we lack a lot of confidence in what our value is and what our worth is. So price accordingly. Yeah, interesting. All right, so let's cast our mind forward in 3 years, and we're looking back on your business and on your life. What's going to make you feel happy with your progress?
I've set myself quarterly goals and yearly goals. So I think if I kind of, hit them and I look back, and each year I'm going to save each sheet I've done. So I've got a sheet that you created for me, the action coach sheet. Yeah. Every year I'm going to save them. And then in 3 years, I'd look back on them and say, okay, so what did we hit? What didn't we hit? And I think from there, that would be a measure of, how well and how much progress we've made.
Perfect. Okay. Right. Okay. So there's 4,000 weeks in the average lifetime. Obviously, you're a young lad. You're not as far through your 4,000 weeks as me. But let's say you've got to week 3,999. What dreams? And you've got the nurses around you. What dreams do you want to have ticked off?
So one of them is I want to visit 75% of the world before I die. Wow. I love to travel. There's an app for anyone that wants to know. It's called Bean, and it tells you how much percentage of the world you've been. So I've done 13% so far, which is not bad. But I want to do more. So yeah, definitely 75%. I want to have inspired, hundreds and hundreds of people. I want to get onto the public speaking gigs, and really become a staple point for my next generation. Because I feel like there's a bit of a gap between kind of my generation and, job aspirations and where they can go, and realizing the potential for people. And then another thing is I did some volunteering in Tanzania, and I always said I want to go back and help build this guy's dream of having like a full academy, nurturing the next generation of Tanzanian footballers. So if I could support in some sort of funding way, and we set up the academy with the training room, whatever, then I think that that'd be my job complete.
Love it, fantastic.
Yeah,
inspirational, Joe. I love it, and that's from the heart. I can tell that's from the heart. You've got so much energy and enthusiasm behind it. I love that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, sure.
Only a couple more now. So if you were a billionaire, and I know you're not far off as we speak, What would you be doing with the money?
Yeah, definitely. I'd definitely be helping some sort of meaningful. I like what Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos are doing. They're pushing forward the human race, but I think that at the moment there's still a lot of problems in the world that it's not all rectified by money. It's all a cultural change and the way these countries, you can give them the money, but they need to have that kind of systematic change. So I think having more sustainable kind of programs in place for the problems that we've got now, as well as obviously advancing in the future, like they are doing. I think that would definitely be something I'd want to help with. Stuff like hunger and inequality and promoting entrepreneurship. I think would be having some sort of incentive for the governments to implement this new system, because I think it's just so dated, so dated.
Love it, Joe. Brilliant. Okay. So just a couple more now. So, any role models? Obviously, don't include me in this, but any role models that inspire
you? A guy called Rob Moore. So I've been following him now for years. I just love his content. I love his podcast. He just says it how it is. I definitely look up to him.
Right, fine. Okay, great. Okay. And any mottos that stand out? I mean, Rob's got a few, hasn't he? I think.
There's two mottos that I like. There's one that he says, which is, "If you don't risk anything, you risk everything."
Absolutely.
And that is unbelievable. Like, it's so true. Like, it's so true. And there's another one that is, "Get comfortable with being uncomfortable."
Yeah, love it.
Absolutely. So enjoy the journey, enjoy growing, and the pain, not the pain of growing, but the stress of growing, and just become comfortable with that. So yeah, them two are definitely for me.
Perfect, Joe. Perfect. So just finally, I suppose, how can people get hold of you? How do we connect? How do they connect? How do they reach out to you? Where's the best?
So Instagram would be joe.taylor. So that's joe.taylo, or through Facebook, just Joe Taylor. You'll be able to see me in my company's banner in my cover photo. So.
Perfect, Joe. Love it. Great. Thanks very much indeed. I really appreciate that. Cheers, Joe.